I need you.
What's up, sugar babes, and welcome back to the channel. You already know I'm Takira.
I'm Ashley.
You already know what today is. Go ahead, before we get into this video, go ahead and grab your wine. Today I'm drinking some pink Moscato. What you drinking?
White Zinfandel.
White Zin and pink Sky.
I was going for a little bitter taste today.
That's good. So for today's Wind Down Wednesday video, we are going to do a reaction. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but it's been viral. A video off of No Jumper at the End of the Day podcast with I think his name AD, Yazzie, featuring, they had a Best Friends podcast show. Well, episode. Things got a little crazy. One thing led to another, and it was men against women. And we just gonna react to the aftermath of everything, where AD and Yazzie talk about everything that goes on, and then we'll let y'all know. If y'all don't know what's going on, we'll let y'all know. Maybe add a clip or so y'all can see what we were talking about. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this reaction today and this little discussion.
Yes, and disclaimer, we watched all of it.
Yeah.
And we watched the one on No Jumper.
Yeah.
So we watched it all. We're not just going off of the few clips posted on social media. We watched it all.
We watched everything. We watched the original video and No Jumper with AD and everybody else in it discussing what happened. So now we're gonna watch Yazzie and AD talk about the aftermath of everything, and then we're just gonna share our opinions, all right? Before we get into this video, go ahead and like this video, just because we're doing a reaction video on Wind Down Wednesday. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel.
Please
become a part of the brown sugar community.
get us to 100 subscribers, and we will do a giveaway.
Right? Come on, y'all.
Subscribers.
We almost there.
And we're gonna do a giveaway. It's anybody's, it's fair game for the subscribers. Fair game is gonna be a giveaway.
what I want y'all to do is get your friends to subscribe, and then comment how many people you got to subscribe, and that's gonna enter you into the giveaway. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this video.
Hey, what's happening, man? It's your boy AD at the end of the day. But AD, how are you feeling, Yazzie?
Feeling Gucci great.
She don't even want to look at me right now. But before we do this, man. Yes, what's up?
What's going on?
You tell me.
Chilling.
Chilling.
How's life been for you?
Viral. Movie.
I see your shirts.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Got the bucket hats.
Little league. We in the building, you know what I'm saying? Big fish have to be little fish at some point. You know what I'm saying? So, we here.
I think you're a big fish.
I think I'm a big fish too.
I like that. Cool.
I'm glad you agree.
Big fish have to be little fish at some point.
We have beef or something?
Big fat.
Nah, it's no beef. It's all love. Everything is out of love.
Is it really?
Of course.
It's like he
I see you
already
turning comments on.
wanted to be an
Yeah,
issue.
but you know what I'm saying? I got tired of sending motherfuckers to the Frank stand. You know, I kept sending hot dogs to motherfuckers, telling me that I should have been aborted and all this other shit. I'm like, damn.
It ain't even that
It
serious.
made me like that. But I do want to start off by saying I personally do not condone, tolerate, or appreciate any threats made upon women, any violence upon women. I do not agree with any of that. That's not where I stand.
10 toes.
I'm going
10
to
toes.
agree with you, but I haven't seen anything like that happen.
I'm just saying. That's
He's
just
still
me throwing it
standing
out
on
there.
that.
Last week was bad on me and you.
I agree.
Just because this is our platform and
I
we
agree.
are in charge of controlling the conversation. What I will say is that
he did
if
nothing.
there's anything that I said that was taken out of context, I do want to clarify that the context that it was or could have been taken in is definitely not that. And yeah, that is what I will say on that. That's how I feel about that. That's really all I got to say about the episode. Everything else.
All right, let's pause right there. We all collectively heard her take accountability, right?
Yes, she took accountability. She pretty much said, you know, that's not the context I was going for, and you know, I apologize. And at the end of the day, that's what I did. And if it was misconstrued, that I get why. She took accountability. He's still 10 toes on the fact that nobody was threatened and there was no disrespect, which is beyond me. It seemed like as soon as this started, he wanted it to be confrontation though. He didn't come with it like he was like shortcut, like short in his words, or like he was being short with her, or how's life, how's it going? But you just said that you had a 4-hour conversation with her on No Jumper, which means you know how life is, you know how she doing. You just being, I don't know, he's just being short to me.
You know, it was a shit show. It was our duty to control the conversation. We didn't do that. We didn't do our job.
100%.
She tried to. She tried.
So, were you not absent for one part of the episode?
I was absent for one part of the episode. What I will say is that I heard you yesterday because I was in the studio.
You was over here stumping around.
No, I wasn't stumping around. I just walked out.
You kind of was. You showed a little.
I let you have, you know.
Yeah.
I let you speak on the situation. I didn't like how you kind of created a narrative that it was all on one person.
I created a narrative?
He for sure created a
You put
narrative.
blame
They
on one individual.
tried
You
to do a
can't
scapegoat
blame one individual.
with their friends.
There was 4
with
people
her
sitting
friends.
at this table, 2 of which who control the table. And yeah. And it was supposed to be a best friends themed episode. We were supposed to get to the bottom of our relationships with the people closest to us.
None of that
And
happened.
it didn't end up going that way. Things were said that made my friend uncomfortable.
Glad.
Okay. You're glad?
Yes.
Okay. That's your opinion. You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
He talking about he glad that he made somebody uncomfortable.
Whatever the case may
That's
be,
childish.
she might have been in her feelings about it. Either way, I just don't think it should have ever came to that point. And there were
She's so
points where I was
respectful.
shutting my guest up just because it's my duty. I bring you in here. This is my home. If you're overstepping, it's my job to handle that.
Professional.
And tell you
She's
like
professional.
Let's take a little moment right there. So, if y'all go watch that podcast, that episode with OT Genesis on it, that best friend themed episode, you gonna see that AD was barely talking. When he was talking,
And I quote, he said, "You should be my dad," to OG. He also
OT.
said, OT, you know, I don't know what he Malika baby daddy. He said, "You should be my dad." And then what did he call him? The Caribbean Jesus.
he called him the Caribbean
And
Jesus.
he was just like, "Oh, my homie speaking. Oh, my God. Oh, be quiet, my God." That's all he said throughout the entire video.
And he was telling them,
and telling them to shut the F up, or shut up, or shh.
or
He
he
trying to
was
speak.
ad-libbing. That's
Or
what
he
it
was just like,
he was ad-libbing. Yeah, like
much or nothing.
I don't really watch their show like that, so I really wanted to go watch, you know, everything before we spoke on it because I needed to really see homie
His personality, because that could have been his personality, but no, if he vocal on here, he was not vocal at all.
He was
pretty much, he didn't say anything. He never really tried to change the subject to lighten the mood. For real, she really was trying so hard to change subjects, to quiet her friend and lighten the mood, to just change stuff so it won't get to the point that it got to. And she needed her co-host. She needed backup, and it was not there when needed.
To tighten up, which I feel.
Where's the narrative? I want you to tell me the narrative.
I mean, you just basically blame. You've even said to me. You've said, if your friend was on here, do you think it would have went that way? Do I think it would have went that way? No.
So who was to blame?
collectively everyone.
Wait a minute.
Because either way, someone else on the other side of the table was belligerently drunk.
He was.
Everybody was drunk.
He was belligerently, aggressively drunk.
Everybody was not drunk.
Everybody may have been different levels of drunk, but everybody was drunk.
Okay, everybody was drinking.
You can't tell people whether or not they're drunk.
Everybody was drunk.
Okay.
To a certain degree.
Okay. So
If she wasn't drunk, she wasn't drunk. Why is he forcing her to say she was drunk?
I was just about to say that. What I don't like and what was going on in that original interview was that these men have... These men, they think their word is gold. Their word is, like it's true. They be trying to force their opinion on these women, like to shut her up. Like
clearly, she just stated everybody was not drunk.
Yeah,
she's speaking for herself.
So,
if she wasn't drunk,
her friend didn't
drunk.
even seem like she was drunk either.
Neither one of them acted like they were drunk in that video, and she kept drinking water.
Yeah,
you can tell everybody was drunk to a certain extent. No, if I said I wasn't drunk, I wasn't drunk. Y'all
drinking.
were drunk. Drinking, yes. Drunk, no. And he was belligerently drunk. He was out of his mind. Y'all saw it. Come on. He was even rubbing his head.
Go ahead. I'm gonna just speak your piece. Go ahead. Then I'm gonna talk.
I don't even like his body language.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Either way, it shouldn't have went that way. It looked bad on all four of us. We're all black people sitting at this table. This is a white platform. It just looked a mess. It looked bad. We went viral for the wrong reasons. It just was bad. It was bad overall. There is no one person to blame because I have my own thoughts, my own opinions. I could blame just one person, but I'm not because I'm taking accountability. And I'm taking accountability for what I did wrong. I was more reactive than I was trying to create a solution in that moment. Because you know what it is? Things happened prior to taping. And there was just too much energy. It was too many like personalities that just wouldn't be cohesive. And I feel like that's where we fucked up.
It was
West
Coast, East Coast disconnect.
And yeah,
that's what I was saying.
I'm still waiting for the narrative by Payne.
She already told him what the narrative was. You blamed it on one person.
She was saying things while your friend was trying to talk.
That's another thing. They'll ask a question.
They will answer it and they'll make it seem like they didn't answer. Just because it's not what you want to hear does not mean it's not the answer. She said the narrative was you made it seem as though it was one person who created all of the issue and all of the problem. One person said if that one person wasn't here, none of this wouldn't have went down. Clearly, none of it wouldn't have went down because he would have only been able to direct his questions to one person, one female. And it could have still went the same way.
Not even that. It wouldn't have went down because what led up to it. So him asking her, what do you want in a man? Then he's saying, well, how do you know what you want and you never been in a relationship? As if you don't, you can't be in a relationship. You gotta be in a relationship to know what you want.
How about maybe she ain't in a relationship because she knows what she wants and ain't settling until she get it.
So that's another thing that I didn't like, that they'll ask a question and then when they answer it, they'll tell them that they didn't answer the question. So like you must not be hearing what.
Like when she told her, you know, she likes emotional connection. Whether it's, you know, so basically I took it as she's sexually fluid. So she connect with people on an emotional level versus gender or sex. And he basically was, and then she spelled out exactly what she wanted. And he basically was like, so what I'm hearing is y'all don't know what y'all want. How? We just told you. And I'm not gonna sit here and say he didn't have some valid points. He did have some valid points. He was making some good arguments. However, he was making the mistake when he was trying to make them general to every woman ever. Then he tried to backtrack and say he wasn't doing that, but it was implied when she didn't answer the question he wanted her, the way he wanted her to.
And all this other stuff, which it was the same way on this end too, because when I was trying to speak, I was getting cut off. I tried to redirect the conversation, tried to bring it back to your weekend, your New Year's. Like efforts were made on my point, and I feel like me saying one thing that people took out of context, they just ran with that narrative. But I get the, you know.
You think you said one thing?
I personally think I said, and you had to tell me that I said that one thing because I didn't think I said anything.
No, I told you you did a couple of things, but I'll get into that. I'm gonna let you finish
What's
saying what you
the
have
couple
to
of
That's
things?
all I gotta say.
The couple of things was the baby boy comment when she said baby boy, and then he's like, I'm not baby boy. And then she was just like, oh, I forgot you're 33.
Yeah, but that was a joke. Come on. He was joking with them all this time. That was a joke. But I get it. Okay, some people get offensive to little sly stuff like that. Okay, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I guess another one may have been when she made a comment about, I thought you're supposed to be the Don Julio King, but that shouldn't have been nothing, like, that should have been nothing.
I don't think that was it. I think because that was, when he was talking about the Don Julio King and Queen.
He was more.
He was talking about the other, her friend, Gaia. Yeah. Gaia was the one who said
the
more like the Don Julio.
But that ain't got nothing to do with her.
But yeah, he talking about her. It was the baby boy comment, and then it was the, if this was a media game, I'll put you in the dirt.
And I feel like I'm taking account. I told you the narrative. I told you the narrative was that you said that my friend created this whole chaos, and I'm telling you that it was 4 people sitting at this table. We're all adults.
She had to say this
while
like
we were
4
all
times.
drinking. Yes. It's me and your job to redirect the conversation. And when things get uncomfortable, even if you didn't want to have my back as a person, just because the fact that this is our job, you should have stepped up more. And I'm just
agree.
UAG.
This is not UPS.
And you could have. Okay, you
What
want
does
to
that mean?
Clearly, you want to play.
Go ahead.
That's fine.
Go ahead. No,
That's
no, I
fine.
have
You
to
want to
myself.
play, but I'm
myself.
telling you, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Always be yourself, whatever.
All right.
I'm telling you what you could have did, because there were efforts on my end.
So, once again, battle of the sexes.
No, it's not battle.
The boys is wrong. The girls
No,
is right.
I'm not, and I never said that. I'm telling you, I'm taking accountability.
He a child.
I agree with her saying that collectively they were wrong.
Collectively,
Everyone played a part in it going south. What I don't like is him solely putting everything on them and excusing why it was okay for his best friend to
act the way he did,
or to threaten or try to establish this dominance over these women when, you know, like y'all really just gotta go see it. Like, maybe if I can insert a clip of the clip that I'm talking about, I'll insert it if I can find it right away. But like, I just feel like he's excusing.
So she's sitting here, and most women do. We do this. She's sitting here and she's taking ownership of everything that everybody done. And like, she's being responsible too. It is your show. It is your job to do that. It is your job to redirect it, to calm it down, to change it, to fix it, to tell them to be quiet, to do whatever you gotta do to get things back on track. And she was making an effort. He did not once make a for real effort. He was pretty much quiet a lot of the time, unless he was being devil advocate or feeling it more, honestly.
Because I let you get it off yesterday.
He basically just said, how was Gaia her best friend and she wasn't the original person she wanted on the show?
Don't do that.
And she said, yeah, she is my best friend. He talking about
I'm
how.
not trying to downplay my situation.
You can have more than one best
That's
friend.
not your best friend. First of all, don't do that. Let's not do that.
Like, what? That makes no
I didn't
sense.
come disrespectfully at you. Don't do that.
I'm coming disrespectful at you?
Don't do that.
See,
you know what you're doing.
Your term of disrespect is very, very
Clearly.
No, I didn't
Clearly.
I didn't say you disrespecting me at all, but you're saying I'm disrespecting you now by making
Yeah,
an
but I'm telling you,
observation.
don't be funny. Like, don't be funny.
I'm not being
you
funny.
sound
That is my
dumb.
best friend.
No, it's a
like,
fact.
we've literally grown up together.
It's a fact. When you originally said
my original person is someone that I knew you were a little bit more
How
familiar
are
with,
you
and I know that you
telling
guys
somebody
could-
that
Who their best friend
it's the
are?
fact that it's not their best friend because
we originally planned.
That ain't who was originally gonna
Yes.
come.
Gaia supposed to be the person. on
She's
camera.
saying that she was gonna bring her best friend that he knew of to come because it'd have been a better situation.
Playing no situation.
Okay.
That does not discount the fact that Gaia is still her best friend.
I'll let you have that. Go ahead.
Somebody's angry.
No, nobody's
chilling.
angry.
Hey,
he gaslighting
I'll bring up
her.
another
He
point.
gaslighting her.
When I first got here, right, you guys was playing board games. I ain't gonna say I was drinking anything. You guys are playing board games. What was I doing?
He was on your phone sending Josh emails.
Sending emails for over years and years and years of clips of me and my real best friend.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Why is he saying real best
Years
friend?
to where Josh had to say, hey man, look, we gotta wrap this up. The show's about to start. I asked you, I said, hey, do you and Gaia have any crazy moments, any things that y'all can talk about or whatever? Y'all looked at each other like,
No.
well, we have this one.
And I filled out the Google Doc.
Wait a minute.
Don't do that.
Wait a minute.
Don't
Wait
do
a
that.
minute.
Don't do that.
Originally, I'm sitting over there for 30, 45 minutes
What does this
preparing
have
a
to
real
do with
best friend
anything?
show.
Why is he
Getting
trying
my
to
clips
prove if they
together,
friends or
me and
not?
my homie over
Okay.
the years who
Okay.
I'm with all the time.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
When I asked you, do you guys have any funny stories or anything that you can talk about? Because I'm sending out a whole bunch of emails.
Right.
Originally, y'all paused for a second and then y'all said something about a science. Hold on. Y'all said something about a science fair project or something like that. Before we got on camera, I didn't see the Google Doc. Before I got on camera, all I heard was a science fiction, whatever.
We were
part.
talking to each other. And I was filling out the Google Doc. And
But
the
if-
Google Doc is still
But
filled.
listen,
I can pull it up.
if we being professional, why am I sending out emails and you playing board games of real best friend stuff? If that's your real
What
best
do you
friend,
mean? I'm sitting with my producer right there.
he don't.
And I'm
All
filling
he
out
has
the
to do
doc.
is click the camera.
And
on.
literally, I'm typing.
I'm just
Don't do
confused.
that.
He's trying to make it seem like she was being unprofessional,
Correct. You
but she's
asked me,
filling
you
out
said,
the
you
Google
wanna
Doc
join
at the
board
same
game? I
time.
said no. I have to send these emails out. Correct.
Okay.
Because I was working, right? Since you want to talk about professionalism,
I think it seemed like he overly gaslighted her too because she over
our duties to handle that.
Okay, our duty is also to work. And I'm not saying that you wasn't working because I haven't seen the Google.
You are saying that she wasn't working.
If you saying that it's y'all duty to work, why weren't you working on the episode?
Why weren't you stepping in like she was on the episode? If that's the case, if you feel like she was at fault here and then you was at fault there, and take some type of ownership. Instead of taking ownership of you in the episode, you're trying to find a way to make her look as bad or trying to do a tit for tat. Don't tit for tat. And just because she could multitask, don't mean she not doing her job. You could have easily multitasked too. You could have been like, all right, calm down, bro. Okay, but what y'all, said same as her. I don't get it.
It could have been asking questions instead of, shh, shut up, let my mans talk.
Be quiet. Y'all spoke already. Y'all spoke.
What are you doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing that?
This is a different person that you wanted with the bestie episode. And on top of that, when I asked both of y'all what kind of stories that y'all have, you can ask me a story about my homeboy. I can tell you 7 million. The stories is unlimited. I can do a whole podcast talking about this shit.
I'm sorry. But as far as the story stuff goes, just because your friendship is a certain way does not mean somebody else's friendship is a certain way. I'm sorry, maybe they don't express their friendship with being with each other at every given moment and recording it. You know what I mean? You can't sit here and make it like they not friends because they don't have so many documented moments of it. Like, if we didn't start YouTube for a minute there, we wasn't like recording and making sure we had every step of the way of our friendship and stuff like that. Like, no, he's trying to make his situation their situation. You cannot view everything in your own perspective, baby. You have to brighten up your horizon. I'm sorry.
When bro came here, he came here a little earlier, correct? Bro made a joke. I guess y'all didn't like the fucking joke. And I said, laughing, I was like, we joking, whatever. Me, you, Gaia, I ain't gonna call you best friend. Me, you, Gaia, and my best friend was sitting down.
But he just said, I'm not trying to say she not your best friend. But then just said, Gaia, I'm not gonna call her your best friend. I'm confused because now your study's telling us you're not trying to paint the narrative that she's not your best friend, but just say, I'm not gonna call her your best friend.
Can we talk about how AD just legit told this girl, I'm not gonna call her your best friend. I'm gonna call her by her name, Guy, and my best friend. Excuse me, sir? Like, why are you so pressed to let everybody know that that's your best friend and Guy not her best friend?
I'm gonna go ahead and say this too. I have never met a grown man refer to another man as his best friend instead of his name the amount of times he do.
I was about to say I have, but not the amount of times
he do. Like, I heard somebody, obviously they got best friends, but he don't even call this man by his name. All he say is my best friend, my best friend, my best friend. He never says this man's name once. And I'm not knocking you for that. You proud of your friendship with him. Go ahead, you love it, that's great. But just because somebody else's friendship is not like y'all's does not mean that they not best friends. And you keep telling me you're not gonna paint the narrative that they not, but just say, I'm not gonna call her your best friend. I just don't get it.
Talking, having a good time, correct?
Okay.
I'm asking you.
No, go ahead. This is your story to tell.
Right.
So I'm making something up.
Go ahead, tell your story.
Alright, so we're here chilling and we're just talking, and I ain't gonna lie, everybody was taking shots before we got on camera. Every single last person, right?
Took a shot, yes.
You took one shot?
Yep.
Or two?
I took one.
Well, you had something earlier before that.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that you was drunk or anything like that.
But
I'm
you
just
did
saying,
earlier.
let's bring the facts up.
You did earlier.
Now, we're sitting here, we're talking, we're getting into the shit, correct?
Correct.
Now, as somebody that's my friend off camera, I would think that you would have the utmost respect for my brother, best friend, whoever he is. You feel what I'm saying?
her best
He's
friend.
coming into this show, interview, with the thought that that's AD people right there. You feel me? This is gonna be fun. I feel like I have a connection with her just off of the fact.
And maybe her friend felt the same way.
So I've never met the Gaia girl. I probably met like 3 or 4 of your other friends that I thought was your best friends. You could have bought anybody else. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, fuck.
I'm confused.
That's a guy thing though. They automatically assume that that's your best friend. That's your best friend. Like, say we had just met and we was just like, oh, you seem cool, let's go out.
So like
They automatically gonna say
he's trying to make her, but he's saying like, I've met some of your other best friends. Why you ain't bring none of them? That's basically like what he's trying to say. He keep discounting the fact that Gaia is her best friend still.
And then like we live over here now, so it's kind of like, okay, I got my friends here, and then I get invited to, well, say I have a podcast with a guy, and then instead of bringing one of y'all, I choose like Kayla or Carlicia.
Right.
They all the way over there, so naturally they gonna be thinking that all my friends here are my best friends, not from my hometown. They from Jersey. They in LA now. They from Jersey. So I don't know if Shorty flew in to be on the show or if she live in LA now.
Acting like just because he's supposed to meet all of her best friends. What are you talking about? You're not gonna meet all of her best friends.
I feel like everything was cool until it got down to the talk of relationships.
Okay.
Can we agree with that?
Okay.
All right. So the talk of relationships, do you remember what it was?
Nope.
You said you've seen the clip a million times.
Don't
I remember what it was.
Okay. Me and Bro basically said we'd rather have a 6 that make us feel good than a 10.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and I agree. I thought you guys made valid points. Points were made.
I don't think your homegirl kind of was agreeing.
No, she agreed with that part. That's false. That's the part she agreed with. It's another part she disagreed with.
Talking about. So when it went down to what can somebody bring to the table, a general question. If it's 3 men right here, and you say, what can you men bring to the table? You know what I'm saying? That's a general question. I don't feel like the homie was saying out one person.
Yeah.
Because you said that you thought he was talking about you. You didn't answer your homegirl answering, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They both
so
answered.
When your homegirl's answering, she said she wants loyalty. She can bring loyalty, love, respect.
Oh yeah, no, it was just
the
her
situation
answer.
is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Rose said, how though?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can bring loyalty, love. She repeated the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, how though? How can you provide love?
She asked him how.
Right.
She didn't have an answer for that. So at that
she
point,
asked him how.
She kind of felt.
She asked him what he mean by how.
She
so
asked
if somebody asks you, what do you bring to the table? You say, I bring loyalty, love, compassion, XYZ. And they ask you how. Our first instinct, you're not going to just be like, well, I bring love through this. You're going to be like, what do you mean how? Like, what answer are you? I need to know what you mean so I can answer it for you to understand.
Yeah, she asked
so
for
she was asking, what do you mean?
That's all. She asked for clarification.
And he was just saying, how? I'm just like,
and then he was like, exactly. But she was still acting like, I'm confused. Like, can you, like, she wanted clarification so she can answer it properly.
So like,
that's all. She didn't care. She did not repeat it. She asked as soon as he said how, she said, what do you mean how?
Yeah.
She did not repeat it.
So I mean, like, I guess you can answer that question. Like,
yeah, I mean, I would have been able to. So I'm not her. I would have, when he said how, I would have instantly took it as, I would provide support through this, through that. I would have been, I wouldn't have needed the how.
Yeah.
But she not me, and I'm not her, which means maybe she needed the how,
yeah.
And he didn't give her the how. He just was like, exactly. Like, basically trying to shut her up to make his point continue to be proved.
I feel like it was one of them instances where he was trying to tell them who they are, but when they were trying to tell him who they were, he wasn't listening. It was just kind of like, no, that's not who you are. I'm gonna tell you
this is who you are.
And I'm just like,
you're the narrative of every woman in the world.
Yeah,
so stop trying to say you something different. Well, you're the same as every woman in the world that I'm describing, and you're not different. So stop saying it. And if you are saying it, you capping. That's pretty much what it was.
And the thing is, just to close off on this part, I feel like they had some really good points with what they were talking about. The man had some points. Well, OT had some valid points. Like, some
OT had valid points. He was making sense. I was even like, okay,
that makes sense.
Some people is trophies, this, that makes sense. But when he was trying to make them be that woman he was describing, is what was throwing everybody off.
He generalized.
And they was saying like,
and then he
I
tried
wouldn't
to
be
make
like
them.
that.
He tried to make them a part of the narrative.
That he wanted. Like he was trying to, and
He was trying to prove his point.
them women exist.
Yeah.
They just aren't those women, and he was trying to make them say that they were.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
I hate this whole.
Speaking when it came down to the
thing
heated
in China.
woman part, correct?
Tit for tat.
Yeah.
You call a grown man baby boy,
Right.
right?
Yep.
And he says, I'm not a baby boy. What do you say? Oh, I forget, you 33.
Right.
You like, you being sarcastic now.
Yeah, I thought we were shooting the shit.
Wait a minute. After
Right.
your homegirl,
How does she know when it's
already been doing
appropriate
too much.
to and
You
not
feel
to
me?
then?
And I'm looking at you, and this is the point where I say, Yazzie, quit talking to my homeboy like that. Shut the fuck up. You're not listening to me now, so I'm like this. If the homie get on her head, I'm not gonna say nothing. Already said that we have a relationship that we can talk to each other like that and listen to each other. So if somebody, I'm telling
How is she
shut
supposed to
up,
listen
shut
to
up,
you
shut
in
up,
this
man,
type of
listen to me,
environment?
Shut the fuck up. Now I'm like this. Your homegirl doing too much. I'm like this. I ain't gonna say nothing now. My homie pop off on you, and he'll be 100% correct to pop off on you.
No, he would not.
Worse.
Why don't he think that he is 100%
And that right
correct?
there is so petty to me.
Yeah.
It's not petty, because if you're not listening to me
Right.
with somebody that you have a relationship like that, why? Okay,
You've been telling us to
why
shut
don't
up the
you
whole
shut up?
podcast.
So instead of redirecting,
I was already
let me
saying
say,
that, but that's
shut
like
the
the
F up.
like-
Okay, so
Instead of correcting my friend,
So you
or
were
instead
mad.
of telling
So that-
him like,
that
yo,
means that you're coming
chill, let
in
me
your
tell her
conversation
and her
at
friend
angry
to shut
place.
up.
It's
Or
not
like,
a
or be
place.
like,
So
everybody
you're
calm down,
saying
get everybody to shut up.
That's
Let me
not-
just
Let me
tell
just
her
tell her to
to
shut
Why would
up.
somebody
But
hit you
telling her to
back
shut up
with
not
your
gonna make them
man?
two
You
shut
come
up.
across like you're angry or upset.
Oh, because I was slighted, so I just thought we could just shoot the shit and be sarcastic.
But you said you were mad.
Yeah.
So he wasn't mad.
Well, he was drunk.
Okay, but you're mad. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
That means that your intentions of saying what you were saying, you probably wouldn't have said that shit if you wasn't mad. So something in the interview made you feel a certain type of way that you thought that you could talk to my homeboy any way that you wanted to. And you got the reaction that he gave you. And I'm not mad at that shit. I told you to wait a minute. I told you to shut up. Somebody that you said that I can do that and have the authority to do that. You didn't listen
I
to
would
me.
never
Your
tell.
homegirl was
I
doing
would
too
never
much.
do that.
At the time, I didn't see you checking
I
your
don't think
homegirl.
she agreed
You
to
feel
that
me?
in a sense.
When my homeboy shut up, and y'all, you popping off, and he popping, and she popping off, and you do all this shit now. Now it's like y'all jumping my homeboy.
That's not how it
Bitch ass
happened.
nigga to sit there and not let my homie pop off if he
It
feels
was legit
disrespected.
back and
He
forth,
looking
back
at me,
and
his
forth,
brother.
back and forth.
Nigga, this is your
It
show.
was not, no,
Why
they
is the
talked
women
so
on
much
your
stuff
show
and
treating
attacked
me a
him
certain type of
together.
way? You could treat any
It was
other
not
guest
like
that
that.
certain type of way. Why y'all treating my brother like that? So at that
He
point,
trying to play him out to be the victim, and he was not the victim. He really believed he was the victim. That's crazy.
As soon as he said, you said, I'm a baby boy. He said, I'm not a baby boy. The phone ain't important right now. I'm not a baby boy. Oh yeah, I forgot. You 33. Oh, now y'all challenging each other with your mad self, huh?
Give this to Josh.
Now you challenging him. You sitting there saying, oh yeah, I forgot. We in love with the
You
Coco
kind
too.
of feel like he
You're
thinks he's her
saying
dad
certain
or
things
something.
like that. Now when he popping off
Or
at
her
you,
dad, or some type
I'm
of
like this,
mentor.
I'm like this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you shut up.
Okay, so that Love and the Coco stuff wasn't even around this point right here. And when she said baby boy, he was just like, I'm not a baby boy.
When the shit gets
And then
heated,
she was like, oh yeah, you 33.
You
He
said-
kind of
I
didn't
think
even
the
attack.
the Coco thing was around all
when
this
that shit
time.
happened,
You know what I'm saying? Like, after, it wasn't like,
put
I
you
think
in
it was
the dirt.
before the baby
You talking
boy.
to a nigga that's from Compton? You talking to a nigga that's from Long
I think it was
Beach that's
after,
really
only
from
because
the
that's when he
You
was
feel what
like,
I'm
you
saying?
sitting in front of
You were
a
from the
superstar.
Superstar. Okay,
You know,
yeah.
And she was
was not
like,
raised like us.
right,
We ain't
right.
raised no
We in
females
love
like
with
us.
Coco
We
too,
got
or
real
something like that.
homeboys that's in the dirt that is not coming back. He got real homeboys that's in the dirt that is not coming back. To use that type of verbiage to somebody when you don't come from the streets, that's fucked
Okay,
up.
but didn't
And I
he
feel
just
like you
say
could've said something else?
flawless
Why
victory?
would you say that shit?
Uh-huh.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Dirt means I will kill you. It don't matter if it's
How is
media
she
wise,
supposed to
anything.
know that?
would've
You
said,
literally
I'm
just
smoking on
acknowledged
OT
she's not
back.
from the
That's
street.
just
How's she-
bad.
How's she supposed to know that? And if you know she's not from the
You literally
street,
could-
Why did
why
you
would you
take
take it
that
like
way?
that? And then two, even in the context, she said, and when it comes to media, you would be in the dirt. How does that equivalent to when it comes to media, you would be dead?
Like,
What is you talking about? You saying
So I'm
anything?
supposed to intercept when you say something like that?
Yes.
Something way before.
And be like,
I don't think so.
You were supposed
Facts.
You
You was supposed to way
I'm
before.
telling you to shut up. Somebody that we have a relationship.
so you
That's
ain't got a
not-
relationship with your best friend to tell him to shut up?
We supposed to be able to read each
When
other.
she say intercept, I feel like redirect the conversation.
But even
You telling her to shut up does not
change the dynamic.
Yeah, it does not. It didn't add any value. It didn't help anything in that moment. You just telling her to shut up. You telling her not to speak her truth or say her opinion at this point.
If you're
That's
not
what you're doing.
listening
You're shutting her up and
right?
silencing
And
her.
you telling me that you was mad and you coming at my homeboy a certain way and you using bad verbiage, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to interject in?
Yes,
No,
and tell her, like, you shouldn't say stuff like that. Educate her in that moment.
Yeah.
Not after. Educate her in that moment. Talk to him and be like, don't get aggressive at her. She not from the hood and she don't know what that really meant. Like, all this is miscommunication. That's what you're supposed to
You
do.
go to the bank, they come hop on you and whoop your ass. That ain't no fucking threat. And that's real life.
That
If
is
you
a threat.
disrespect me today, I'm telling you this. If you disrespect me today, I can go to sleep. I'm not going to say nothing. There's going to be people that feel a certain type of way, which after that interview, people been feeling a certain type of way towards you, right?
And I let everyone know that the context
But
it
you
was
turn,
said
wait, to the point that you turn your comments off, right? You told me that you get, wait a minute, you told me that you getting death threats, and you don't understand why you was getting death threats, right?
No, because on the East
No,
Coast,
because
like,
this
is
ain't the
so
East
light.
Coast, it's the West Coast.
Okay, but you're not taking her perspective either, though.
This is
Like,
not the East Coast.
So where's she
and I'm
from?
gonna tell
Why
this,
you yelling?
I'm on your show, right?
You're a part of my show as well. You're 50%.
You loved,
Okay.
You loved in LA,
He just
right?
said they
And you're supposed to
50%,
take me to
yet
the
he
link and let me
didn't.
know what to
Have
say
I
and
not?
what
Do
to say.
Have I
nothing.
not been doing that?
No.
Have I invited you places that you ain't came?
No. No, you ain't put me on no verbiage. You
Have
ain't told me
I
that. Bro, let me tell you something.
Wait a minute. Have I not invited you places that you did not come out?
What does that got to do
You
with
would've
you
learned to
teaching
me.
her verbiage?
What does that even mean?
You would have learned to
You
me.
made no point. No points was made just now.
Yes, it is. a point.
Anyways,
No,
Why would she not learn that? How is she gonna learn that right then and there?
Right then and
You
there.
we going out. How's she gonna learn
An explanation.
not to say
I'm not
in the
doing
dirt?
Wait. I'm not done because it's not over. Right? This is the motherfucker West Coast. When I go to the East Coast, I'm gonna act accordingly. You feel me?
I'm just trying to figure out how he expect her to know.
Yeah, when it went down to
No,
that shit.
if he the one that's supposed
and
to
then
show her or tell
y'all getting
her,
into it,
like
you
he's
say,
saying, how she
you know
supposed
it's
to
being
know?
recorded, right? In my head, it's like, now you on some police shit after you done popped it off. We're not about to do that police shit.
Okay.
No,
To be-
because now, wait a
in
minute.
my defense, I would say that because
Wait a minute.
Josh ain't turned the camera off. I didn't want this to go left, so I'm letting you know, like, yo, bro, like,
wait a minute.
How was that
You
police saying,
insinuated
y'all remember this recorded?
You know this is.
That's trying to redirect
That was
it
like you
again.
trying to throw stones and hide. You feel me?
Oh, no. And that's one thing I will say. I'm no victim. I stand on everything I said.
Okay.
I know where I was wrong.
Okay.
I'm letting y'all know. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. And
That was not policing.
Let's get through this part and then we'll talk about the aftermath of everything.
So
you know what I'm saying?
her saying this is
When that
recorded,
shit happened,
like
Felt like you was
I
saying,
literally said yes.
y'all gonna get in trouble?
The first time
It
you
is
said I kinda
recorded, it's
it,
live.
like, maybe she didn't mean it that way. Then you said again, you very aware that this is recorded.
Yeah,
I said
like, chill out.
we not on that police shit.
Okay.
You feel me?
She meant like
You don't
chill,
get to
like
challenge
this is
somebody.
live.
You don't get to be disrespectful and then
You know how many
somebody
guidelines
disrespects
YouTube
you back,
got?
play victim. That's like some.
But that's what I'm telling
That's
you.
like some
It
Trump
was-
supporter
it's-
shit. That's
no,
something Karen
it's
to do.
not.
You not no
Come
Karen.
on,
You
now.
know,
He
black
being-
woman.
he gaslighting.
I am
He
a young
He
black woman. I
gaslighting.
will not be bullied. I will
How
not.
you being bullied
I
when
will
you
not
said
be
that you
bullied.
went?
I
You
will
said
not
you
be
was
bullied.
mad with your responses.
Because I was being slighted the whole. You're missing, like, you're telling your story once again. Like, you're painting
No,
this narrative.
we literally broke it
Look,
down
this is
every
what I'm
single
saying.
aspect of it.
And you still not taking what she said in the account.
Okay.
Whatever she.
Still going off your own
Got it back.
perspective.
What the fans say. I'm playing.
Anyways.
It's a joke.
Anyways.
I love how he can
her
joke, but they can't joke.
responses could have ever, like, the fact that y'all got so worked up is really mind-boggling.
Why would she get mad about relationship shit
Because
if it didn't hit her in a sore spot?
Okay, maybe she. Okay, you got that. Maybe it did hit her in a sore spot. I'm giving you that. Like, I'm dead ass giving you dead got that.
I was like, don't touch my hand.
You
Go ahead.
dead got that. I don't want no problems. You dead got that. Okay. Whatever. But, like I said, me and you have a show, bro. Like, the show gotta go on.
Mamma mia.
Yeah,
Okay.
it gotta go on. There was no topics. It was not like, I
There was
can't
no
I had
imagine.
topics and I had a bunch of
whatsoever.
videos that didn't get shown. That's not true.
You said but 2 words, the whole thing.
What do you
Yes.
mean?
You
Your
told
home?
me to shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Okay, and
If your homegirl
That's all he did was just say shut up
And he
and
added
praise
it.
him.
challenging my friend,
Okay.
we would have got to the topics
so
and it
you-
would have been
He
more
could have
detailed.
interjected at any moment and been like, Josh, Let's get to the topics.
I feel like
Play the video, buzz together, and blah blah blah.
He did say that, but he should have said something sooner.
Yeah, he said something after Josh had to interject.
Yeah,
That's fine. That's your truth.
like he should have said something way sooner.
It was no structure from the beginning.
Context.
And
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. Like I said, it looked like you already admitted that you was mad when you was making the
because I was being
responses.
slighted in the beginning of the interview.
She's trying to apologize, but 1,000 times.
I was called out of my name during the interview.
God.
Did I play victim? No. Did I care? No. I get that.
What does slighted mean? I don't know that.
I get that. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to get the verbiage from you.
Throwing shots.
Oh, you should have been said it. I'm like slighted.
Anyways.
Okay. So, when that situation happened, when we were leaving, what happened? Let's talk about the aftermath, right? I came and walked up to you, correct? And tried to have a conversation with you and let you know there's certain things I don't like that you did tonight. We was having a conversation. Your homegirls came over
like
here,
her
Gaia, and whatever
her dad or something.
Taylor.
Let's call her.
Shout out Taylor Bell.
Let's call her Samantha. So
Okay,
Samantha and Gaia.
Like you see, it's just, oh, and that's another thing. You want to sit up here and call out somebody the wrong name on purpose, bro? What is your vibe? Like, what was your temperature that day? Because you were.
I didn't call her nothing on purpose.
You did. You called her Gia. You called her a whole bunch nipple girl. Like the shit.
I called her nipple girl?
Yes,
No,
bro,
I did not.
shit like that is
I did not
crazy
call her
to me.
nipple girl. Don't put that on me.
Like, and look,
Don't
that's
put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. No.
That's
I'm not
another
responding to
thing.
that.
That's another thing.
Nobody
Like,
seen me call her nipple girl.
anyway, that's another thing.
Alright.
Like, respect is always so expected. You have to give that. You have to give that
Fact.
to receive it.
So I was slighting?
No, you, I don't know. I don't even want to really get into you because you pissed me. Let me tell you, you pissed me off bad. Like, you pissed me off and you still pissing me off. And I don't know
Because
why
I'm trying to be happy.
you win in
You're not
this
being
situation.
happy. That's like her.
You win in this situation. It's funny.
Look at
it's
my
cool.
coat from exclusive game,
It's
baby.
cool. It's funny. I get it. Everybody getting their shit off.
Am I drunk right now?
No, I
Okay.
don't.
And you could tell because you talked
So
to her.
angry at me.
Because you know what it is?
What's up?
It's the I'm chilling. Don't touch me.
Oh, I'm
Anyways,
sorry. I'm sorry.
when you put shit in the court of public opinion, everybody gonna make their own story. I don't really care about none of that shit. I'm letting you know what I said that made everybody feel some type of way. Where I went fucking crazy. I didn't mean it that way. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm speaking on the situation.
I think that
You
should
made
make
my
that
friend.
happen.
You made my
Angry
friend.
Yazzie.
No. Anyways, you want to paint out the angry. You want to paint the angry black girl. Okay, fine.
You doing that wrong, bro.
Anyways.
You painting the angry black man?
He don't want to take accountability, and then he been
taking accountability for my
disrespectful by doing this.
Play all day, all right, play.
Why she trying to talk?
What you
He
mean?
making her not even want to speak to her.
I'm not about to sit here at this table and let somebody who's fixated on me being wrong argue with me.
Wait a minute.
You fixated
Come on,
on me.
thank you.
My guess
That's
is
it.
the reason why that shit.
Our
like,
private conversations
like, that's
that
what
I
it is.
once tell you that to apologize or
What they got to do?
Wait a minute. Did I ever once say that I feel that you was wrong, Yazzie, for everything and that I feel you should apologize? I said no. At the moment, if you felt like that you did everything right, I want you to stand on that.
I do.
Okay, so I'm not.
Her apologizing is not because she thinks she's wrong. Her apologizing is because she's an adult that can take, accountability for her actions and the part she took. You don't understand that. Her and him are on different intellectual levels, and it's a disconnect.
To you, correct?
AD, I'm not about to applaud a fish for swimming. Nigga, I'm your co-host. You gotta talk to me.
I'm a fish now. I ain't gotta talk to you.
Like, you had to talk to me. We had to talk.
Listen, them goddamn topics can be on the motherfucking computer, and we can sit here and do what the fuck we gotta do and go home. I don't have to
Well, how about do that?
conversations with you.
Alright, that's your business.
I'm just
That's
saying.
how I feel.
Can you let me finish?
You
Is
being
that my water you took from me
disrespectful.
yesterday?
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
I offered her water,
Yes.
y'all, just so y'all know.
He didn't offer me a water. I
She
took the
stole
water.
it. See?
What does offering her water do? Woo! You
All
gave
right.
her
Now,
leverage.
After the math, we went outside. I tried to have a conversation to you, try to get a better. The people don't know this. Can I tell them?
Go ahead, yo.
Because you don't like what I'm gonna say afterwards.
Because I know you about to. I know what you about to do. I know what you about to do. It's boring.
It's not boring. They want to
boring.
know. It's boring.
It's so boring.
Angry Ass coming soon to theaters 2022.
I don't think that she's angry at all. I think that she's making valid points and speaking her truth.
I tried to have a conversation with you,
Definitely.
and you was like,
She annoyed. I think she honestly just over it and ready for it to be.
You was like, I don't want to hear it.
Over with.
Fuck him. I don't care.
No, I didn't say that.
I don't know what you said.
I didn't say that.
She's over this topic. Her body language and everything.
But listen, when I was having a one-on-one conversation with you, you wasn't tripping. Your fake best friend and Samantha came out, and then you was like,
but just saying, I can say that.
No,
you start popping off at me.
All of them because they were drunk and
no, you looked at me. What does blowing mind mean?
They were killing my shit. Like they were just annoying.
You see how verbiage doesn't? You don't understand verbiage and shit like that.
No, I understand verbiage and shit like that.
Verbiage.
This nigga love the word verbiage. Like okay.
I'm just saying. You right. And in my eyes,
all of them. I said they were being annoying. I was just pissed the fuck off, and I'm entitled to that.
Right. Why she can't be mad? He don't have a valid point, so he's trying to be extra.
No, I'm not done.
We can't have a serious conversation.
I'm trying to lighten the tone. We're not wrapping this up.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna stop right there. Just some closing points. I do think that everyone played a role in it getting blown out of proportion like it did. I get where the men coming from and I get where the ladies coming from. What I don't like though is that AD gaslighted her the whole time and made her seem like her feelings weren't valid. The way she reacted wasn't valid, but the way OT reacted was valid. And this is why XYZ. He felt because she didn't know verbiage. Like she don't know West Coast slang because she's from the East Coast. So her saying, if this was a media game, I would put you in the dirt. She thinking
it means exactly what he just said. Yeah. If this was music, it'll be what he said, flawless victory. So
it'll be a fatality.
Using it in the same context, just use a different word.
And then AD proceeds to say that Yazzy's not from the hood, she's from the suburbs. So in that sense, that you know she's not from the streets, she's from the suburbs, but you proceed to let him
believe that she meant it in that manner. And at that point, I feel like at that point, he should have educated her in that moment and said, Yazzie, you can't say stuff like that to us or to him for that matter, because to us, that means murder. And then he should have went to him and been like, bro, calm down. You know, she don't know our verbiage and she didn't mean it like that. So you don't have to, you know, go any further. Because it's miscommunication on both y'all ends. So let's just squash it.
It's contradicting when you say, I told you to shut up. I told you to shut the F up. Now my homeboy feel disrespected. Now I'm about to
let him go in on you. But you know she don't know the verbiage. You know her personality. You know her. Nobody else know her. You know her. You know she that's also contradicting. Another thing that's also contradicting is when he be saying to Yazzie, our relationship is like, I could tell you to be quiet when you're wrong, and I could tell you to shut up, right? That ain't the kind of relationship you got with your best friend? You can't tell him when he wrong? Or am I confused? Because if you got a relationship like that with Yazzie to be able to tell her to be quiet, I know for certain you could tell your best friend to shut up. Or at least calm everybody down. If you don't want to target nobody directly, so you claim, just be like, everybody just be quiet and take a minute. It's a lot and it's getting heated. Like Yazzie said, he said 0 words for real on this episode. So for him to have this much to say afterwards is mind-boggling to me. Because he said nothing during it. He had multiple chances like she did to de-escalate the stuff. And all he did was play devil's advocate and fuel the fire. Honestly. And I do think that now that this is coming to an end, they should take all this down. Because it does look bad. And for her saying like police, them saying she policing, no, she's being somebody that's being mindful of her job. This stuff is being recorded. She probably even thinking how YouTube got guidelines, how people gonna misinterpret stuff, like she said about OT. They gonna take it out of context and make him look bad, blah, blah. She thinking in that matter. He not thinking in that matter. That's what I said. And I'm not no shade to him, but I feel like her and him are on 2 different intellectual levels. Just based off of the way she speaks and the way she handles situations.
And another thing that's contradicting is him saying, he professional. Let's keep it professional. Yet you lost all professionalism in that episode when you thought, let me think street. Now let my bro, let my homie, let my best friend attack her because she yapping at the mouth. And you know she didn't understand that was
a trigger.
Yeah. She's not thinking that.
She don't
in
know
the dirt,
it's a trigger.
she's not thinking in the dirt.
She just said the same thing he said in different words.
She not thinking in the dirt means 6 feet under, in the dirt means dead. She not thinking that.
He lost all professionalism. The moment his friend came in and he didn't follow the guidelines, or matter of fact, the setup that they had. They was gonna go over this, go over that, ask these questions, do this.
There was absolutely no structure.
And that's why stuff went out on a tangent. And I honestly do feel like if they're gonna do some stuff like this, then maybe they do need to check the personalities, and maybe they do need to have it just be them and that one person.
Or even that. Maybe limit the drinking, because the drinking
is what caused it.
The drinking definitely played a major role
part
in the egos.
And it was he was very aggressive. And I think it was a point where he did that, y'all know, that old snap, I drank too much here, bro. And that, oh, it's too much going on. And I feel like at that point is when they should have just cutted it.
Like that, all the disrespect that really came was at the end of the episode. It's like she definitely derailed what could have transpired in that moment. When she just took it, she was like, "Wait, can I ask you a question?" The karaoke thing, right?
She tried to even change it in.
She tried to. She tried. She really did. I feel like it would have been a good amount. They was bickering, but it would have been a good amount. They should have cut it off. It should have never got to the point where he was saying that you got some homeboys. It's getting to the point where they can meet me outside.
And he was saying like, okay, they trying to claim, this is my last point. They trying to claim that it wasn't a threat, because they basically saying, which I mean I could understand a little, that they saying we got so many people that's down and that's gonna rap for us, even without us doing it, or even without us feeling the way. If they feel the way, they gonna come after you. Okay, that makes sense. Some people are like that. But when he said, if you got somebody coming to get you, somebody coming to pick you up, and he says now when you leave here and they get splattered or basically referencing that splash, basically saying they gonna get shot or killed. That's in that moment. That was the threat.
That was the threat, and then also he said you don't want to get to the moment where you gonna have to call your homeboy or whoever you talking to in your phone to come up here to meet me outside. I'm just
those are threats.
How did you get there? Why did you get there to the point where you thought to choose violence? Like
to choose violence.
What was it that they said that really struck that much of a nerve that you thought like, all right?
And his friend claimed he wasn't that drunk, so he should have instantly been like, all right, but it ain't that deep for us to be talking about killing somebody or somebody getting killed or somebody getting beat. It ain't that deep, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and close it out. And so anything, he didn't do nothing. He just let him choose violence and just bagged him up. So that's what I feel like the unprofessional. It was unprofessional.
Overall, it was just a miscommunication between men and women, and then since they throwing this in there, West Coast and East Coast
when it comes to verbiage.
Because she don't know. You just said she's not from the streets. So if she's not from the streets, she's not gonna think that means what it means to y'all over here. Now, skip all that. This West Coast, East Coast thing. This is a show.
At the end of the day, it's just your job, and I feel like
all that
on everybody. That's whether it's Josh, the production guy, the producer, him, Yazzie, all of them unprofessional, all of them, because at some point somebody should have just, and Yazzie tried, but at some point all of them should have came together and been like, this is too much.
Josh tried to. He definitely interjected and said,
and they calmed down.
They calmed down, but then it picked back up because of whatever, whatever reason it picked back up.
As a group, that's where it should. If Josh had to intervene in the first place, that's where it should have been done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I feel like at the end of the day, it is a job, and you have to think about the job aspect of it. It's all fun and it's great, and you can't forget, but at the end of the day, this is a job, and this is about being professional as well as being able to have fun. It's about a balance, and I don't feel like this was a balance. It was complete chaos. They didn't have structure from the beginning. The whole point of the episode was not even done. Talking about best friends, I didn't get that vibe at all.
I got versus. I got men
versus women
vibe, because it was just like, he was like, OT was making good points, but I don't know if that's a thing, but he was getting to the point where he was making good points, but he was generalizing it so much that he was trying to tell them who they were.
Or he was trying to make them be the women that in the narrative he was painting.
Yeah.
But they're not them women. So his point was not being, what is it called? Proven. Because I'm not that woman you're talking about. But at one point, Yazzie was saying throughout the whole thing, I agree with you. Even the other friend was saying, I agree. Yeah, there's women out there like that. But that's not us. And they wanted it to be them so bad. But they like, no, that's not me. Like, that's not who I am.
And that's the West Coast, East Coast disconnect, because they might be used to women like that. I've heard that it's fake out there in LA. I don't know. I haven't really experienced it much, but I've heard a lot that it's a lot of fakeness out there, or it's real like materialistic, or it's real like, I don't know, like just about stuff that's not important. So I get where he was coming from, but you also, this whole read the room thing, y'all didn't read the room either. Y'all didn't realize who y'all were talking to.
They didn't. You know what? Their perspective was, they was viewing things from only their perspective. They didn't take the women perspective in mind. They didn't take any other women in the world perspective in mind. They was just going off of, this is how we view it. This is what we deal with. So this is what life is. And that's wrong.
It's not fair.
They need to brighten their horizon. Honestly, it was just a lot of drama that was unnecessary and could have been handled in a different manner. And honestly, I hope they can get back to a space where they can go forward from here, because I feel gas energy through the daggone iPad. I feel that she's uncomfortable right now. Still,
yeah, because
and she don't feel good about it and don't feel the same no more.
When it's like when you trying to explain yourself and that person not hearing you, and they steady gaslighting you, making jokes, they're not taking it serious, but then they try to tell you where you were wrong the whole time,
like, or what you should have did.
Yeah, like what you should have did.
And nothing they should have did.
That's not helpful. That doesn't make nobody feel good. I know I would have probably been like, yo, I'm not about to talk to you, because if you're gonna keep talking, if you're gonna keep disrespecting me right now, like, it's a time and a place for you to play. Right now, I am getting ate up by everybody, the media, all the fans, everybody is really eating me up because OT is a superstar and I'm a media person. Like, I'm really out here getting death threats and you making jokes.
You trying to make light of the situation. It's not light.
It's not the time for that. Listen to me and let me listen to you, and we can discuss
and get it out and get it over with. Also, open your mind for a little different perspective, because he didn't do that. Yeah. It's gonna always be on this topic, agree to disagree, because he's not gonna ever take accountability, and he's not gonna ever see where himself or his friend OT went wrong. It's gonna always be the girl's fault in his ass, and for her, she's intelligent and it's everybody's, and that's how I
definitely feel like it's everybody. I'm not even siding with, like, I know it sounds like we're siding with somebody, but
it's all of them.
I'm not siding with her in the sense that the man was just 100% wrong.
Because
what I'm siding with her at is her taking accountability, and they're also saying that it was a group effort for why it went wrong. Mess. I 100% agree. Everybody played a part. Everybody
needs to take accountability
in that. Everybody needs to take accountability, and that's not happening. So,
and they need to admit that liquor was a bit too much.
Yeah, it was
as well. That made it a huge factor.
It took it.
So I just really feel like, I do hope, because it seemed like I haven't watched all of their shows, or many of them, but it seemed like they are good together and they could go further. So I hope that they get into a space where they can, you know, go forward and get past this.
Like it's not awkward.
And it's not awkward, and it's still like they personalities connect still.
Like 100, they for sure looking at each other differently.
Yeah, right now.
Both looking at each other differently. He feel like she's showing out, and she felt like she was defending herself, and she also feel like you did nothing.
He also think he know her based off a few encounters. You could be with somebody or know somebody for years and never know some sides to them because they were never put in a position where you need to see that side. I was dating somebody for a whole year. I still kind of talk to him, and he still don't know how aggressive I could get because I haven't been in a space where he needed to see that. So for him to just think he know every part of her is also like, you can't judge me off of just that. But we're gonna just end it here because we're like really passionate about this, and this video is already super long. So thank you guys if you're watching it because we know it's super long. We just really wanted to react to this because it was crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is something new. We don't normally react to
anything on Wind Down Wednesday.
Yeah, or just any YouTube another YouTube video in general. So it's definitely new. But remember,
sorry.
No, you can't. Go ahead.
But just let us know how y'all feel about the situation. Comment down below. We want to hear y'all thoughts because maybe we, you know, missed something. Maybe, you know, I don't want it to be like we were biased because we weren't trying to be biased. I was looking at it.
I was trying to point out everything that I like caught on both parties. And I mean, it may seem like you know, I take her side, but I do feel like she's able to articulate just a little bit better, and that's just my perspective. And she's able to take ownership for everybody, for that matter, and not everybody could do that. Right. So I appreciate her for that.
So let us know what y'all think about this video. Let us know if y'all like this. If y'all want us to do this again, we'll do that again. But yeah, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on those notification bells because you know we got videos coming out the whole week.
And we will see you beautiful people in the next video.